Okay, so my name is Maeve Murphy. I'm here from the Royal Irish Academy. And what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the Irish language manuscripts that are in the Academy. And I'm going to start by recommending some resources. One, which I think we've all, as Evelyn said, we've bigged it up today already, but I'm going to mention it again. And then I'm going to give you a little history about the Academy's collection, the library's collection. And then I'm going to just jump straight into looking at some of the manuscripts themselves. And again, it's just like a kind of lucky dip of what we have. It's just to kind of give you an idea of the date range and kind of the content range as well. So let me just, there we go. Okay, so first off, there's a few resources available for anybody that wants to look at specifically the manuscript collections in the Academy. So a kind of lighter reading one, I suppose you could say, is the Treasures of the Royal Irish Academy Library that was by Bernadette Cunningham and Siobhan Fitzpatrick, the deputy and the librarian at the time. And that's great. It has different chapters on different manuscripts that are in there, including Irish and Latin ones. If you want to go a bit heavier, there's the catalogue of Irish manuscripts in the Royal Irish Academy, which was done from 1926 to 1970. And it's, I think, maybe 28 facsimiles. So it's pretty heavy going, but it goes into huge detail of each manuscript, which again is very, very useful. Irish Script on Screen, we actually have 97 of our manuscripts available on that. And there you can go in again, there's detail about each manuscript and you can zoom in and out to each page. And then the last one is our own website. On our catalogue, we have, if you go to the library and you go to catalogue, we actually have little sections where you can go to the manuscripts, periodicals, prints and drawings. So you can go straight into the manuscripts and search for the manuscripts in there specifically as well. So they're just a little bit of the resources that we have. Next is, I'm just going to give you a little bit of history. So the Royal Irish Academy was founded in 1785, and it was to promote the study of science, polite literature, and antiquities. So it was incorporated with a royal grant or royal charter in 1786, and appointed its first librarian in 1788. And that's a picture there of Reverend Daniel Augustus Beaufort, who was the first appointed librarian. From the outset, it began to collect manuscripts. It commissioned manuscripts or transcripts of Irish manuscripts that were abroad and collected them into the library. It received donations, it got bequests, and it also purchased collections as well. So by 1822, so that's only like 40 years after it was established, there was approximately 4,500 books, manuscripts, and periodicals already in the library. And this number has continued and will continue to grow, which is a great testament to the library and the collection policy that it has. Today, the Academy's collection of Irish language manuscripts is over 1,400, and you can see the breakdown there. So there was around 60 written before the 1600s, 70 from the 17th century, around 400 plus from the 18th century, and then the remainder 900 from the 19th and 20th century. So you can see it spans quite a huge time period. And I think that's quite good, because when you consider the subjects that are covered within the manuscripts themselves, so you'd have law, medicine, astrology, astronomy, religion, all of that kind of stuff, you can actually see and follow the development and the changes and the progression and the disputes and differing theories of people and the scholars and scribes at the time through the centuries by following through the manuscripts. But they also contain, like everybody else's that have talked today, they contain poetry, fables and sagas, histories, obituaries, and lives of different people, and origin legends of Ireland, and many more fascinating topics. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to jump in and we're going to have a look at some of the manuscripts that we have. So the first one is the Catach, and we actually have an online exhibition of this, and we've just recently put up a recorded online lecture series for the Catach as well, because it was Columbkill's 1500th anniversary. So that's all available on the website as well if you want to have a look at any of those. The Catach is the oldest extant Irish manuscript of the Psalter. You can see there it's from 560 to 600. It's the earliest example of the form of Irish writing known as insular majuscule script. It has beautiful ornamental capitals in it, and it contains the Psalms 30 to 105. So it is complete in itself with the Psalms, but obviously, you know, it's missing some of the Psalms at the beginning, but you can see the beautiful, I've just picked 2 pages. I have the page numbers if anybody wants them afterwards, to give you an idea of the writing, and then obviously the capitals that are in it as well. The next one I'm going to look at is the Stowe Missal, and this is a mass book from the early Irish Church. Again, it's very early, 792 to 803, and it's actually 2 separate manuscripts bound together. The majority of it is in Latin, but there is Irish language in there, and what it is, it contains a tract on the Mass, and what I really think is very interesting is spells against loss of eyesight, injury by thorns, and disease of the urine. So very specific spells there to help people at the time, and it's thought to have been written in Tallaght in County Dublin. So the next one is Leabhar na Unra. It's the Book of the Dún Cow, and this is around 1106 AD, written in Clonmacnoise, and it's one of the earliest surviving literary manuscripts written in Irish. Again, it has a version of the Táin Bó Cúailnge and the Vogue of Bran, so it has kind of mythical stories within it, which, of course, the Táin is one of my favorites because Queen Maeve features in it. But it's an amazing manuscript. And again, just to give you an idea of, it contains little drawings in and illustrated, illuminated capitals in it as well. And it has beautiful Irish script. And you can see in the image on the right, there's actually little kind of additions made above the lines, like as if they've added in a couple of words after they've finished actually writing the script out itself. The next one is the Book of Moat, and this is mostly in Irish again. This contains genealogical, biblical, and biographical material on saints. It also includes a key to the Ogham alphabet, which I've used an image of there on the left. It includes the Book of Invasions, and it also includes the Book of Rights. But again, it has these beautiful, large, kind of, you know, nearly half-page illustrations there that you can see on the right. And they're lovely and colorful, which is quite nice, instead of just the black and white that are, or the black that are in some of them. So that's the Book of Moat, or Ballymote. Now, this is another one that I thought was really interesting. I'm into history of medicine myself. So when I saw this one, I thought I'd have to throw this one in. So this is an astronomical and medical tract, early 15th century, and it's an Irish translation of a medieval Latin text. So it has work that was based in was written in Arabic first, then it was medieval Latin, and now it's into Irish. And then it's the same for the medical tract as well. You can also see that on the right is the medical, and they actually use the color of the red and black to indicate different parts of the body, different disease within that part, and the progression, how you can treat it, all this kind of stuff, all within those specific drawings there on the right. And that's the astronomical one there on the left. The next one is the Book of Lees, or the Book of High Brassel, as it's called. It's 15th century. Irish translation again of Latin medical text. And again, this outlines the different types of disease. It's divided into a table, and then that's divided into compartments. And again, the red and black is used to show the different diseases, their names, prognosis, symptoms, things like that. So you can actually follow how they recognized it, then how they treat it, how did it progress, and then how did it actually cure as well. And it has tiny little drawings up in the top corners of this, as you can see, like just people or a little animal or something like that. So it's quite nice with the little drawings as well, with all of these big, large tables that it has. This is the Annals of Connacht. It's 16th century, and it's unique manuscript as it's recorded. Let me just see if I can move this. As it records episodes in the history of Ireland over 300 years. So it goes from AD 1224 to 1544. So it covers quite a large time period in the history of Ireland. And it's great because it actually mentions specific events. It gives obituaries of prominent people, exploits that would have gone on, and it's all chronologically done. So you can go through it year by year and see what's happening as the time progresses. And it's an example of the earliest form of historical writing. So it's actually writing history down and recording it in this chronological way. And then my final one, which I loved, I had to put this one in. It was just, it has the title Tales, etc. And it's 18th century, so it's a bit newer compared to the other manuscripts. Again, it's all in Irish, and it's by the poet teacher Sean O'Quillan. It has decorative capitals, illustrations, and it contains tales of adventure and sagas. But I wanted to really use this image because this image is, oh, where's it gone? There we go. It's actually Cuchulainn. And let me just see who it was. It's Cuchulainn and Cormac Skithawk fighting. But as you can see from the dress and everything, they're actually fighting in Scythia, which was Central Asia and Eastern Europe. So why he's put them there, I don't know. But I thought it was a really fascinating place to put them and to put them in the actual attire of that area, to be in like battle attire, to be fighting. So that was just to give you a kind of brief overview of the different types of manuscripts, the different way that they're presented, script, illuminated capitals, illustrations, tables, graphs, that kind of thing. And it's just really so you can see the breadth of the history that's there, the topics that are covered. And again, you know, it's kind of nearly a history in the writing, the use of writing itself, because you can follow the different changes in alphabet and text and stuff like that. So all of these are available as 97 of our manuscripts are available on ISOS. You can also go onto our website, and there's a section for medieval manuscripts as well that you can go in that deals with Latin as well as Irish. And then, as I said, we have a section on our catalogue that deals specifically with manuscripts if you're looking to go in and look at them more in depth. But if anybody has any questions or anything like that, I've put my email there, so you're more than welcome to get in contact, and hopefully we'll be able to help you out with any of your questions. Okay, thank you.